Hello and welcome to another Glenn Maney Talks Chelsea. Good to be back. Didn't do a Tottenham one, got loads of grief for it. Just been working a lot. Sorry, ladies and gents. But yes, today I went to Stamford Bridge and I have just got back. Been a hectic old day, but I've got some work tomorrow, so I had to come back. Couldn't get drunk in the Fulham Road as I'd originally planned, but there you go. So, I went all the way to London for basically what could be considered a heart attack. Plymouth Argyle, and first of all, before I do anything else, I take my hat off to Plymouth Argyle. True enough, they didn't have an awful lot of possession, something like 28%, we had 72, but do you know what, they stuck at it, they defended. They get all the cliches out of the way. Put his body on the line. He was brave. He all the usual cliches, all in that Plymouth Argyle performance. They did Plymouth proud. They really did. So did their fans. Really loud. Bit embarrassing at times when we were being outsung. But I suppose that's the nature of the beast in modern football. So if my throat sounds a bit hoarse, it's because it is. So we started with Kepa in goal. We had Aspie at right back, Christensen and Rudiger in the middle, and Sarr at left back. In the middle, Georgie and Kova, and Mason Mount meant to be on the middle but kept drifting out to the right. Ziyech on the right and Callum Hudson-Odoi on the left, with Lukaku up front. That's how we started. And we went behind after 8 minutes. And to be fair, it could easily have been avoided had Lukaku jumped. But he didn't. He didn't go with his man, he didn't jump, and the guy he was meant to be marking got a little header on it. No goalkeeper in the world would have probably stopped it, so no blame on Kepa. We're 1-0 down. They go back, but to be fair, they're still playing on the break. They've got the idea, just give it a big hoof every now and then and see what happens. On the occasions where they did try playing it out, they they actually looked quite decent. They actually looked quite decent. I can think of 3 or 4 attacks where they didn't hoof it, and they caused us problems. They really caused us problems, but most of the time it was a big hoof. So we had 41 shots on goal, they had 11, but only 11 of ours were on target, 5 of theirs were. Off target, 12 of ours, 3 of theirs. Blocked, 18 of ours, 3 of theirs. We had an 86.4 passing accuracy, and remember me saying they lump it up the pitch a lot. Theirs was 59%, 59.4 their passing accuracy. So yeah, that's the story of the game. I mean, I think 72% possession says it all. We hit the woodwork a few times. Cracking shot from Kova that rattled the bar. That came back out to the edge of the area again. So they rode their luck a bit, but I was nervous. They were always a danger, whether it be the big hoof or their occasional little attempts to play football, and that really cut through us at some points. Christensen looked right off his game. Sarr looked awful today at left back, and I'll go into that when I'm scoring. So in the 41st minute, a cross came over. Aspie, who was my Chelsea man of the match, little Zola-esque, little Hazard-esque back flick, deceived the goalkeeper. Lovely finish. Aspie played really well today. He defended well, he attacked well, and to be fair, he was our best forward. Could have scored. He could have scored another one, and a header now, I remember. So yeah, Aspie, well done you. So we were level, and we huffed and we puffed, but we couldn't blow their house down. Christensen was replaced at half time. Alonso come on. I don't know if Christensen was carrying any injury, most likely. He's been back 2 weeks, hasn't he? And yeah, Alonso was on, and lucky it was, because at least Alonso, whilst not setting the world alight, was there to score our second goal. Nice bit of work from Havertz, and I think it was Ziyech. This was in extra time, by the way. We gone to extra time without being able to pierce them. The goalkeeper made some cracking saves, to be fair, especially one from Mount. Probably the right height for him, but still a good reflex save. So yeah, Alonso, he put us ahead. That's it. Happy days. Extra time. We're going to the next round of cup, or are we? Because in the last 2-3 minutes before the final whistle, Malang Sarr, I don't know if he's ever had a physics lesson in his life. It don't look like he has, because it seems to me that he thinks you can pass something through a solid object. That's what he tried to do. Could have put it back to Kepa, could have put it this way. Bloke running straight in front of you, what shall I do? I'll try and play it through him. That's exactly what it looked like. It rebounded off the guy. He was 2 or 3 yards behind, made an attempt to get it back in the area, penalty. And it was a penalty, without a doubt. Talking of penalties, before I carry on, Mike Dean was the VAR guy today, and how he didn't give a penalty for a push on Kai Havertz, I never will know. Havertz was through. There's no way he would have gone over if he hadn't been pushed, and he was clearly pushed. Mike Dean, no, we've done a VAR check, and no. So Mike Dean needs shooting. Sorry, Mike, but you do. You either blind as a bat, or you bent and had 20 nicker on Plymouth Argyle to grab a draw. So there we go, a penalty. Malang, who has been pants most of the game, got a little bit better start of second half when he was centre half, but didn't look steady all afternoon. And he's a young lad, not going to slate him, but didn't look steady all afternoon. Gives away a penalty. Come off the hour, come off the man. And Kepa, who'd had a really good game, I thought he looked a lot more assertive and a lot more of a physical presence in the air than he ever has done. Some great punches away, because they were big old lumps and they were really piling in on him. But Kepa done really, really well today. Plenty of distance on his punches, couple of decent saves, and come off the hour, come off the man. The guy, I think, he takes his penalty kick, and it goes down to Kepa's left. Not the best penalty in the world, but tell you what, from 12 yards you still got to bring out a fine save to save it, and Kepa done just that. So Kepa stopped us going into penalties, and that's a lottery, isn't it? It really is. Yeah, so we brought some other players on. Those few of you who watch these know that I'm a big Werner fan, but I tell you what, I won't say what I shouted at him today, but he bottled out twice. Once he was going to be through. I think he thought he's going to get totaled, and he just bottled out. And then down on our right wing, he bottles out again. And I'm sorry, a forward can miss, and I've been a big Timo fan, but you know what? A couple of passes today, people would have been through. He messed it up. A couple of shots, no confidence. And what done it for me though was when he bottled out. If he'd been one of my teammates up the park, I'd have took him aside and said, what's happening here? And I'd be moaning at a bloke that had paid £3 or £5 or whatever it was to play football. And when I got a geezer who's on 150, 200 grand a week, who bottles out because of a tackle coming in, sorry Timo, that's not good enough. That really is not good enough. I was fuming today. Hope you heard me. Wish I could speak German, to be fair. At least my insults would be worthwhile then. But yeah, Niguez came on for Mount in extra time, probably to save Mount for the World Club Cup. That's the only reason I could see he did that. And Ashby looks like he's injured. And nice to see Chalobah back though. And Chalobah looks to be the steady head behind there that he is. So that was it. We got through. The main thing is we're through, isn't it? You know, with the FA Cup, that was their game. That was their final. And you know what? They did themselves real justice. They worked so hard. They really did. But we could have moved the ball so much more quicker. We could have played with so much more urgency, and we could have been so much more clinical. So here's the players' scores. Kepa, he gets an 8. Touch and go where I gave him man of the match because I thought he played really, really well today, and the penalty save was the icing on the cake. He only got beat by Ashby, who gets an 8.5 from me. Got the goal. Nice little back flick, but his overall play today, I think he's going to go to Barcelona because we won't give him, I think it's 2 years with an option of another. Personally, I'd give it to him. I know people criticise, but he's steady Eddie, and sometimes you need that. Christensen, he hasn't played for ages. Not going to slate him. Didn't look all that steady. Didn't look all that confident. He gets a 6. He's probably gone off injured. He'll probably be injured till the summer now when he signs for whoever he's signing for. Rudiger, decent game. Left in the lurch a few times, trying to cover for Sarr, who in that first half I personally thought was shocking. Proved a little bit in the second half, but Rudy was still having to talk to him a lot. When Sarr went to centre half, he was a bit better, apart from giving away the penalty. But some of his distribution, some of his decision making wasn't up to Chelsea standard. I'm sorry. So Rudiger gets a 7. I maybe being a bit harsh on him because he was having to play 2, sometimes 3 defenders game. But he gets a 7 from me. Decent game for Rudiger. It is what it is, isn't it? You expect Rudy to put a performance in, and normally he does. Sarr gets a 5. I'm probably being overly generous because 3 of them are for turning up at the right ground, bringing a pair of boots, and knowing what the round thing is that you hopefully kick to people wearing the same colour most of the time. But yeah, he didn't have his best game. Young lad though, not going to lay into him too heavily. So Sarr gets a 5. Jorginho and Cover. Cover was unlucky not to score. Jorginho had a decent effort, just went wide actually. Always available, trying to make things happen. Would have helped if we had a centre forward that moved. But I think he's given up moving. I think the next move that we see from Lukaku will be to Inter Milan. Because he certainly didn't move today. So yeah, they tried making things happen. Quite accurate. Got stuck in. Gave away fouls when they were needed. Yeah, decent. Ziyech, I thought he was decent today. Yeah, I've seen him play better and I've seen him play an awful lot worse. Ziyech gets a 7.5 from me. Involved in both the goals actually. Yeah, he was. He put a shift in. Yeah, he put a shift in. Got back a few times. Yeah, 7.5. Mount I thought was excellent. Defensively and offensively. A couple of lovely little touches where he goes one way and then takes them another. Doesn't panic. They commit themselves. He puts his foot on it and off they go flying. He was unlucky not to score today and involved in everything that was good going forward, and a couple of times was back deep in our area to make much needed tackles, as you'd expect Mason to be. Very underrated, very much unfairly maligned by a small section of our crowd, and I think he's excellent. He gets an 8 from me today. Hudson-Odoi, it was a weird game with Hudson-Odoi. There was times when I was tearing my hair out at him and other times when I was marvelling at him. his last ball, his decision making on the last ball leaves a lot to be desired at times, but he is always a threat when he's direct. And you know what, the lad today, I can think of 3-4 occasions where he ran back 70 yards to make a tackle, and I thought to myself, that's got to be Tuchel finally getting through to him that to be a Chelsea player you need to be a defender as well as an offensive player. So well done, Callum Hudson-Odoi, and you get a 7 from me today. Lukaku, Romelu. Was unlucky not to score, just missed his toe. But I think if he'd gambled, he would have scored. I'm trying to think. I think it might have been it was either a Mount or a Ziyech cross. I can't remember now. His hold-up play was okay. He did have a big lump after time on him. Didn't move. Didn't try and create channels. Just didn't move. Just did not move. Might as well have had a Burton's mannequin stuck there. So Romelu, you get a 4 from me. I don't really know what to say about you. That's the honest truth. I think maybe your best position is up front for Inter Milan. Hope you proved me wrong, and you certainly got our support today. But yeah, don't normally mention the substitutes. Havertz done all right when he come on after 64 minutes for Callum Hudson-Odoi, and Timo Werner, if he'd played like that, he didn't come on till 82 minutes, but obviously he had half an hour and he had 38 minutes on there. If he'd played like that in 90 minutes and I was scoring him, he would have got a 2 or a 3. I hate to see players at any standard, at any level, bottle it away from a tackle that might happen. And when you've got the pace that Timo Werner's got, you've got to go and try and get to that ball before that bloke that's going to hit you. And getting hit is part and parcel of sport, isn't it? So, Timo. That's that. I was really annoyed at you today. So yeah, let's end on a positive note, shall we? Tommy Tuchel doesn't seem to be suffering too badly with the old kung flu, and hopefully we might see him at the next league game. I don't think he's going to be able to travel out to Abu Dhabi, but you know what it's like with Zoom and that sort of thing. Now it's not the same as having him on the side, but players will certainly get the wrong end of his tongue, I'm sure, at half time if they play like they did for large periods today. It's all about decision making. It's all about being direct. I would honestly think about dropping Lukaku at the moment and playing Havertz there, because they might as well have me up there. Just a lump, hardly moving, holding up the odd ball. Might as well have me up there. I don't know if he's been affected by the adverse publicity to his interview, basically telling us all of his undying love for Inter Milan. I don't know, but something's affecting him. Looks like he's carrying a few too many pounds again to me, and perhaps just needs taking out of the limelight for a